Welcome back, Shalligators. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different than what we've done before, which is a gossip roundup. Typically, I will pick one pop culture situation and tear it apart for what we can learn and the overall life advice, dating advice, whatever it might be. But today, there's just a lot of little bits of fuckery out there that I think we could all learn little baby lessons from. Yes, I got bangs. Okay, I got bangs. I was just fed up with seeing how gigantic my head looked in photos. Please don't comment on it. I mean, unless it's a compliment, obviously. Thank you. Also, my microphone is there. I look like a little cyborg tits Lester. Okay, we're doing the video. It's YouTube. We're doing a video. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about a few different people. Justin Bieber, MEGHAN TRAINOR, Morgan Wallen, Kristen Cavallari. People, it's does Kristen Cavallari need her own video? No, but there's a lot we can learn from each one of these people. And I do think I'm gonna do a whole separate video based on your guys' comments on my last video about Sydney Sweeney about Candace Owens versus House and Habit. And you're welcome / I'm sorry. It's not going to be an exhaustive explanation of what's going on because quite honestly, I don't get it. It's like going to a different high school and trying to learn the drama about not just the students, but also the teachers and then some people who graduated and you're like, just tell me who's sleeping with who. Who's getting finger blasted in the parking lot? Does it boil down to that? If not, I don't care. I'm just gonna give you the top line stuff because what it seems to be is just good old fashioned envy. Just good old fashioned motherfucking envy. And envy and jealousy are two distinct different things. Envy is, I want what she has. Jealousy is, don't take this away from me. But there's actually both going on in this weird dynamic. So I'm gonna do a full video on that and break it down because every single one of us here has had to deal with envious, awful friends. So I'm gonna tell you how to deal with this. But today, we're gonna do a little gossip roundup. But before we get started, hey, if you live in LA, come hang out. I'm doing a meetup next Saturday, April 5th in Santa Monica. It's a great way to come hang out with me and get some fun pictures, do a tarot reading with two of my favorite psychic intuitives. I love them. I've talked about them so much. But also to make friends. LA is a tough cookie. Orange County is even harder. And so if you're new or not new to that area and you're like, I just wish I could meet cool ass like-minded girls, come on, you can. Also, if you want to make friends and you don't live in LA, come to Paris with me. Our Paris trip now has payment plans available. We are going May 3rd through 10th to Paris and Provence. It's gonna be the ultimate girls trip. Super luxury, everything's included. All you gotta do is pack a bag. And if you need some friends and you can't make it to LA and you can't make it to Paris, come to the Shallon Entourage. It's our girl gang on the internet. It's our cool little sorority. 5 deep dive videos a week plus 35 group chats and I'm on it. It's just a wonderful it's just a girl gang. It's a fucking girl gang. Okay, who are we gonna talk about first? Let's talk about Justin. Let's talk about Justin Bieber because things are not amazing with Justin. But two things recently happened. Evidently, he unfollowed Hailey, which then TMZ was like, it was just an Instagram glitch. Really? Okay. Has any of your social networks somehow glitched out and had you unfollow, first of all, anyone, and someone you were having drama with? Just coincidentally? Okay. But then fans seem to think that he got a new tattoo for Hailey. It's H22 on his wrist. Who the fuck knows his tattoos with such an exhaustive encyclopedic awareness that if he's in a live and he's waving his arms around, they're like, there, that one's new. Can you people, God, just get a life. Get a life, okay? I got canceled because people thought I was obsessed with Justin Bieber. Okay, no. But H22, her birthday is I think November 22nd or something, so it's Hailey 22. First of all, this is not if I'd been with someone for 10 years and they're like, I got a tattoo for you. It's a little secret message between you and I'd be like, oh my God. Is it our secret nickname that we don't even say in public? Is it a funny joke from our first date? Is it the geolocation of where we first had sex in that parking lot? And it's it's the first letter of your name and the date of the month when you were born. Happy, I'm the best husband in the world. I'd be like, what? This is the most generic non-gesture. I've ever seen. It's like, okay. So let's say that Justin really was trying to make this a grand gesture, okay? Beware of grand gestures, because what a grand gesture is meant to do is make you forget that there have been no petite gestures. That's what a grand gesture usually means is, hey, you know those times I didn't come home for dinner and I didn't text you and I was out all night and I totally blew off your sister's bachelorette or whatever. And I totally blew off that important family dinner to go to my fantasy football draft. Here's a necklace. Or we're going to Palm Springs for a night. Wah! I love a grand gesture, but only if it comes after a lifetime of other equally grand gestures. I don't know one woman on planet Earth, outside of like some incredibly toxic, like Slovenian sugar baby, who genuinely would want a grand gesture in place of consistency, in place of constant respect and love language demonstration and hearing you and being there for you and the little fucking moments. And do you know who hates grand gestures? I'm gonna say more than anyone. New moms. Justin, new moms who are up every night, nipples chewed off, babies crying, exhausted, weight of the world on their shoulders. And you're like, here's a fucking tattoo. And you're like, I don't want a tattoo. I don't want a tattoo. I wanted you to get up and help. I wanted you to put the crib together. I wanted you to figure out the insurance claims with the C-section birth or whatever it is. We want men who show up consistently. And this is very difficult between men and women. Why? Because men are hunters. Men are predators. And if you look at the animal kingdom, any predator, they don't hunt. There's a furry in the air. They don't hunt 12 hours a day. They don't even necessarily hunt every day. They have this huge burst of energy. They're sprinters, right? They get the antelope, they get the wild buffalo, and then they feast on that and they make it last. They're not like micro hunting rabbits and bunnies and deer. They're doing one big thing and then they're chilling. And we know that men are hunters. I mean, based on the way their pelvis is so that they can run, right? They're runners. Their vision even is attuned to tunnel vision. Men have horrible peripheral vision because they're not prey. Women are. Have the baby on the hip. We have to have eyes in the back of our head to see what our kids are doing, to see what invading army is coming. And because we are prey animals, right? We are more metered. When you think of like a cow that grazes, they graze all day. Not that we're cows, but you get where I'm going with this. Horses are prey animal. They're not hunters. Like, horses are the most neurotic and creepy animals on the planet. I love them, but they should never have been domesticated. Just let them all go. They're insane. So when a man does a grand gesture in lieu of all the small things, that to him makes perfect sense. But I took you to Paris for a week. Okay, yeah, but you have no relationship with my parents. Yeah, but you have not showed up to one of our son's baseball games. You haven't gone down on me in 6 months. But thanks, we're in Paris. Also, like, I'm glad you're eating these croissants. I'm not getting eaten at all. Thank you. What is important when you're dealing with a man who's doing a grand gesture? You have to ask yourself two things. Is this merely his hunter behavior, right? Where he's like, I don't know. It's like feast or famine for me. I'm a man. If so, you sit him down. You say, this is so sweet, right? If he's genuinely trying to make you happy and he's just like kind of missing it, this is so sweet. But what means the most to me is literally when you just ask about my day. Or you remember my coffee order and you bring me a Frappuccino back from the gym when you go, without me having to text an app. That just makes my whole day. And girls know this. We know this as the good morning text situation. Why can't you just text me good morning? It's great that you're taking me to the nicest steakhouse. It would be better, and you wouldn't have to blow $400 if you could just fucking text me, good morning, beautiful. And you need the data about whether or not that man has the ability to be consistent. Because women value safety, right? The number one thing a man is going to bring into your life is safety. And we can get real like macro about this, like he's going to kill something. I love a killer. I honestly do. I mean, I'm dating a guy who's like, have you ever killed anyone? He's like, no, and I never could. I'm like, ugh. I don't love that. We're working on it. safety is like, yeah, that big like concept of safety. But in the smaller ways, what is safety? Safety is clarity, isn't it? Here's how I feel about you. I'm not sleeping with anyone else. I'm going to make plans and show up on time. Clarity is consistency. And I think if you can sit a man down and be like, hey, you want to make me feel safe, right? That's like the best compliment I can give you. He's going to be like, yes, it is. You can say, all right, I love that you can kill that elk and kill that man and take me to dinner. That, yes, that's great. These are grand gestures, which demonstrates your capableness as a man. But you know what also would make me feel safe? Like so much more is consistency. And that is getting my coffee, taking the trash out without me having to ask like a fucking nag. It's these little things. If you can break it down to why should I to a man, if you can like put it in the terms of not just nagging, not just a weird women thing. It's like, hey, let me caveman this for you. And he still doesn't do it. It's because he doesn't care. It's because he doesn't care. Okay? He heard you. He heard you. He doesn't care if something hurts your feelings. And I say this all the time. When I talk to girls and we talk about our problems and we're in the Shallon Traj or whatever, I'm crying on the internet, it almost never comes down to, I didn't know he was this way. I didn't know he didn't care. If we're being honest with ourselves, it comes down to, I mean, I knew, I just didn't want to face it. That's what it comes down to, girl. Him not doing the good morning text, him getting a tattoo instead of changing a diaper. There's writing on them there walls. Are you willing to read it? You don't have to. It is to your doom. It is to your doom. And also, like, fuck him. Because if you are like, I don't want a grand gesture, I want a good morning text, and you dump him eventually, he will play the victim. I got her this bracelet, I took her to this thing, she still wasn't happy. All she could talk about, but you didn't take out the trash. He will play the victim. He will play the victim. So get out. Communicate, clarify, caveman, and if that doesn't change things, if it's still the tattoos, be on your way. Speaking of being on their way, let's talk Morgan Wallen on Saturday Night Live, because people are like up in arms that he didn't stay for the credits, like the closing credits, and that he like wouldn't participate in a sketch and they had to get Joe Jonas. Why is Joe Jonas just like, do you guys need me? No, that's fine. My ex-wife is marrying a British aristocrat. Please help me. Give me a reason to live. That's how I just feel like Joe Jonas's life is going lately. I live in Montana. Montana runs on White Claw, diesel fuel, and Morgan Wallen, okay? When Beyonce won for Best Country Album, it's a fucking joke. It's the most woke joke I've ever heard in my life. Like, I have not heard one person in the country, and I live in Montana, ever playing her album. Never, anywhere. Ever. It's not at tailgates. I feel the same about Lainey Wilson. No one's playing Lainey Wilson, okay? She's like an industry plant. I don't know why she's winning awards. Morgan Wallen. Chris Young. I mean, anybody. Chris Stapleton. Or Chris Young. At least they're country. Anyway, we love Morgan. And it's very hard to cast any judgment over him because every song he writes is a banger. Every song he writes is a banger. I cannot wait to see him in concert. Cannot wait. Anyway, he's got a little rat mouth, right? Who cares? I don't care. He's great at what he does. But we all know the person who just doesn't want to be there. And people were really like pissed about his behavior at SNL because he was supposed to go on years ago, and then that video came up where he said the N-word. He was like rapping a song with his friends. He's from East Tennessee. That's like kind of the armpit of America. I'm sorry, I love Tennessee, but you know what I mean. It's not exactly the cradle of sophistication. And he was singing a song, and you know my theory. It's like if you don't want people saying that word, don't put it in songs. I don't go around calling people the C word because I don't want people to normalize it and call it to me one day randomly at Nordstrom's. I don't want to hear it. So I don't say it. Anyway. So it was a big deal that he was like finally invited back, even though he should have never been uninvited in my opinion. But you know how SNL is. And so people like, he should have been more grateful. And he posted on his Instagram a picture of a jet. He's like, get me back to God's country. I say that every time I head back to Montana. I'm like, get me back to God's country. Because it is. Like, the country is where you feel God. Number one, I don't blame Morgan for not being like, woo, New York City. It's a very late night. I've been to tons of tapings of Saturday Night Live. My friend used to be on it. The after party doesn't even start till like 1:30 in the morning. We would stay out until the sun came up. It was wild. And it's already been a long week of rehearsals. And yeah, it's like, you just want to leave. I totally get that. But again, we all know the person who's like, I don't even want to fucking be here right now. I don't want to be here. Whether it's a brunch or a bachelorette weekend or a meeting. And these people drive me nuts because either it's someplace I do want to be or it's someplace I also don't want to be. If I don't want to be there either, it's like, shut the all fuck up. Like, I don't want to hear you complain. None of us want to be at this training, okay? None of us want to be in traffic or in this line. Stop. You need to suck it up the way everyone else is, right? Be part of the tribe. Or it's worse when they're just the Debbie Downer, just the sourpuss. And it's like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Here's how we deal with these people, okay? You turn to Mel Robbins. We turn to our girl Mel Robbins. Let them be the downer. Say you have a girl on a bachelorette party who's like, you know, the cousin, the dumpy, or the weird friend from growing up who it's like the bride's mom was like, you have to invite her. Elizabeth, you have to invite her. And she's like, Mom, she's not gonna get along with my friends. And she's not getting along with her friends, and the bride was right. Or the bride does love her, whatever. We've all experienced this. And we have probably, because we're outgoing, friendly, we're alpha females, and we are not just pack leaders, we are pack builders, right? I hate when people feel left out. I hate it. I go out of my way to try to make them feel included. That's why I started the Shallon Entourage. Like, I don't want people like us to feel like, no one gets me. I get you. Come hang out. But I think you lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. You throw Debbie Downer a bone. You throw Morgan Wallen a bone. Try to get them involved. And if it's still a no, you don't ask again. You don't divert your attention and make the dinner about them. Well, I actually heard that Hannah loves the clarinet. Have you guys heard that? And try to loop her in. What do you think about that, Olivia? No. You try it once or twice. If they're not taking the bait, that is because they are exactly where they want to be, in Sourpuss Town. We are not the kind of people who move through life looking to be triggered. I just talked about this on the Juicy Scoop podcast with Heather McDonald. So much fun. If you're new here because of that podcast, hi, welcome. I hope you like it. I hope you like my bangs. If you don't, please keep that to yourself. Thanks. We are not people who move through life hoping and waiting to be triggered. We're not the people who skulk about playing the victim. We're not. Many people are. I mean, they are. And they get a lot of juice about this because think about the scenario I just described. You're all at Nobu. You're trying to enjoy sushi for the bride, right? And you got Debbie Downer. They don't have, nothing is organic. Like, she's just on her bullshit about something. Everyone's looking at her. Everyone's trying to pull her out of it. Suddenly, the attention's off the bride. It's on Debbie Downer. And she is getting exactly what she wants. Well, Shallon, how could she be getting what she wants? Who wants to be pitied? A lot of people. Because pity is a poor substitute for self-love. And those people don't love themselves. And if they do, then they're actually a fucking monster who just needs to reorient the attention just to kind of be an asshole. So again, that's where you think you need to put your energy and bandwidth? A monster who's trying to disrupt the vibe? No. Do your best, but if someone's not meeting you halfway, let them. Let them walk off the stage. Let them get on their private jet. Let them leave. Let them say no to the sketch. All right. I only want people in my life who genuinely want to be here. This isn't a hostage situation. If you have better places to be, then fucking go. Fucking go. I don't care. My favorite plans are canceled plans. I have plenty of people to talk to, and so do you. And you might be saying, actually, Shallon, I don't. Okay, we'll join the Shallontrage. But also, it is better to be alone and at peace than surrounded by someone like that. I promise you. And hey, girl, guess what? Are you the downer? Are you the downer? Are you the downer? I love to rant, and I actually, as I was like, nobody wants to be a victim. I do. I love to feel sorry for myself when I'm just on my bullshit. When I'm just in a bad place and I have to do something I don't want to do, which is relatively rarely. I work for myself. I live alone. Like I get to like conduct my own affairs. But I'm supposed to go to a wedding shower on the East Coast. Do you know how long I spent ranting about this? A lot of time. And finally, one of my friends, very rightly, dragged me to hell. And she's like, enough. If you don't want to go, then don't go. But enough. If you have made the decision to go, then get the fuck on board and put on a happy face and buy a stupid floral dress and buy a Vitamix blender and put it in your carry-on and shut the fuck up. She was right. Like 100% right. Get in or get out, bro. Right? Get in or get out. And I decided not to go. And I sent the bride a really nice note. I was like, listen, I can't make it, but the good news is my guilt will fuel me sending a much more expensive present. And that's exactly what I did, right? The money I was going to spend on like hotel, I would have spent $2,000. It's like, I'm going to buy you a nice $300 fancy blender, okay? Get in or get out. I think maybe that's what Morgan was doing, but it's like, if you knew you don't like New York City, if you know you don't want to be part of improv or comedy sketches, and you don't want to mingle with these people because they said he was unfriendly, then don't go, dude. You're the biggest country star in the fucking world. You don't need an SNL appearance to support your new album. You don't need it. Don't go. Stay home. But if you're going to do it, do it. Oh, here's a funny little lulz. Machine Gun Kelly and his non-wife, non-soulmate, written in the stars, drink each other's blood, girlfriend, Megan Fox, just had a baby. And Megan was like, our little celestial seed is finally here. And MGK, who looks like a Pinky Mouse in real life, I have seen him up close. It's honestly terrifying. He's like completely translucent and a ginger. It's like a highlighter. It's someone like animated. It's like an X-Men. It's like if a highlighter bit someone in a Marvel comic and it turned into some like highlighter man, it would be MGK. And then he became a rapper. And then he got to fuck Megan Fox. Anyway, MGK had to be like, wait, you guys, the baby's name is not Celestial Seed. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious, Mr. Machine? Are you serious? You two were the biggest edgelords I have ever seen, that any of us have ever seen in the last 5 years. And you're acting like we're crazy for thinking you two weirdos who just slithered out of Hot Topic and would not name your kid Celestial Seed? Yeah, we all believe. I mean, I didn't think that she was announcing the name, but it is not of the realm of conception. It's just so funny. It's like, I'm sorry, you thought what? This isn't like Barack Obama. Here's our granddaughter, Chevrolet. Like, no, dude. You're Machine Gun Kelly. And rumor has it, sources say that he is, basically Megan is letting him stay with her because apparently he cheated. And she was just like, done. Girl, the highlighter Pinky Mouse X-Man white rapper cheated? Yes. And I know, it's like, someone cheated on Megan Fox? Yeah. Because, you know, a man who's a 6 will get a girl who's an 8. He's like, maybe I could get an 8.5. And then he dumps the 8 and he gets an 8.5. He's like, you know, I've been thinking, I could get a 9. And he just leapfrogs and leapfrogs and leapfrogs, not realizing that he's probably not getting a 9. He's probably getting like a hard 4, like a vaping 4. But she's just strange. Like strange pussy, you know? She's just different. She's just new. She doesn't yet know why he sucks so bad. And the 8 that he's with knows. And Megan Fox is not an 8. She's like a 1500, okay? Makes me nuts. But he's been staying with her so he can like get to know the baby. I feel so sorry for that girl. Like her body was banging. Her new breast implants looked amazing. She was thriving. Her other kids are older. This is her 4th kid. Her body, this is hard to come back from. Like to have a baby when you're a little bit older. And I just feel so sorry for her. Like bamboozled. And now this doofus is in her home and he's going to Tristan Thompson her. He is going to Tristan Thompson her. He is going to worm his way back in because they've got a baby and that's a huge thing, right? And she's not ever been a single mom. And not just single mom, 1 baby. Now she's got 3 other. Like she is in a rough spot. Yes, she's rich. Yes, she can have nannies. Nobody wants nannies in lieu of the father of their child. I don't know, maybe some people, but wouldn't you rather, who dreams of like, someday I'm going to have a baby and a bunch of nannies? You dream about having a baby with someone you're deeply in love with, celestially so. So my heart goes out to her because I think he's going to worm his way back into her good graces. Because by now he's probably realized all he's got are vaping 4s. Okay. Oh, Kristen Cavallari. Yeah, she's not like a huge star. I personally don't like her. She went to like our rival, not even our rival high school growing up. I'm from Irvine. She's from Laguna Beach. Duh. Their high school mascot was the Artists. So yeah, and when people made a show about Laguna Beach, everyone here was like, what? Laguna Beach? It's like if you want to make a show about New York City and you make it about like Flatbush, not like Manhattan. Anyway, I've always kind of had a thing against her, but she looks great. She talks a lot of shit about all the guys she dates. Fuck Morgan Wallen. Okay. So she said that she's like, she had this mysterious fling with this mysterious athlete. And it turns out to be a hockey player, Nate Campbell, I think. Do I have that right? I don't know. He looks like this. Okay. And I thought when she was talking about this, she was going to be like, yeah, it was like physical, hot and heavy. And then we just kind of flamed out. Nate Thompson. His name is Nate Thompson. Okay. She said, I really think he's such a great guy. He is someone who has done a lot of work on himself. And she said they connected on a deeper level and one of the deeper relationships she's had despite the short time frame. We didn't hold anything back, she said. It was honest and pure and amazing. We told each other fucking everything. And we were mostly long distance, FaceTime, voice notes, blah, 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 blah. But, that's what she said. That attraction piece for me has to be so on fire for me to want to be with someone. I have gone out with amazing men, and this guy is a good example of that. Why can't I fall in love? And we were firing on all other cylinders, but there wasn't really a flame with him. She said, I need in the beginning to want to rip your fucking clothes off. I need compatibility and chemistry. I understand that what I'm searching for is rare, but I'm not going to settle for anything less than exactly what I want. And she clarified, she's like, no, I was attracted to him and we had fun. He came to stay with me for New Year. Kristen, I have had my time as an NHL wag. If you know, you know. And I have a very hard time believing anyone would not want to have sex with a hockey player because they are so good at it. Please don't sleep with one of the ones I used to date. It would break my heart. I mean, they're both married now. One married the girl he cheated on me with. That was so fun. I love gingers. This is my ginger villain origin story. Anyway. Yeah, apparently she was, kind of doesn't sound like she wanted to like rip his clothes off. So this is the question here. What creates chemistry? What creates chemistry? Can you create it? I don't think that you can. I know, girl, if you're in a relationship or like dating someone and he's like perfect in all of these ways, we just talked about this in the Sydney Sweeney video, but we didn't really get into the concept of chemistry. It's more like your lifetime, like the time in your life, are you ready for the nice guy and what to do if you're not? And why you're not. Like what's broken about you where you're like, I cannot stand anyone but a fuckboy. But now this is about chemistry. Like, what creates this? For me, I will speak for myself. I need a guy to present as sort of sexual within, I have learned, a month. The first month of dating, I'm not saying he's like sending pictures, you know, like doing weird things or being vulgar necessarily, but I need to see a little like, I need to see a little like ripple beneath the surface. Maybe in the way he like grabs me and kisses me. If he waits too long to kiss me, to me, he's kind of in the friend zone. And I'm not saying that this is, healthy. I should have a podcast called that. I'm not saying this is healthy. I need to know that they can be a man. I like to be submissive. I like a very dominant alpha man who's gonna like grab me by the arm and be like, come on into the bedroom. I'm like, no. He's like, get in there. I'm like, okay, daddy. Like, I like that shit. And I need to see that demonstrated. Here is how a man can demonstrate that, though, if it isn't like overt sexual, excuse me, like that sexting or saying things or kissing you. Being commanding. Being commanding. And here is how you can get a man to do that. On the first date, if you're like, okay, I'm willing to know more. What a first date is, and my friend Anna was telling me this because I was going out with someone. I was like, I'm so nervous. And she's like, this is just a peek under the hood. All you are doing is waiting for your intuition to be like, absolutely no. And if it's not an absolutely no, then it's a yes. And it's a, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. I don't have to have everything figured out. I don't have to want to rip his fucking clothes off the first date, okay? But what I do with guys that I go out with, because I want that very like masculine presence in my life, I'm a very feminine woman, I want a very masculine man, is I say, I love it when you order for me. Or like, you know what? I think it's really hot when a guy orders for me. So you pick some apps, I'm good for whatever, I just don't like cilantro or dairy or whatever it is. Give them like a little parameter. Like, yeah, just nothing with chopped onions. Because you might make out. Or you know what, you pick the wine. I just don't like anything too sweet. And see what they do with that. Say, you know what, you pick the restaurant. I always say, gentleman's choice. This is a good way to trigger a man's like more masculine instincts. The guy's like, where do you want to go for dinner? I think you have good taste, so gentleman's choice. The word gentleman triggers something in a man. He's like, oh, I am a gentleman. I am gonna fish my favorite, mostly clean t-shirt out of a bin, and I am taking her to Olive Garden. Like they will, if they are worth their salt, live that label. This is a human condition that we do live labels. You call someone a slut, you call them stupid, you call them worthless, they will believe that very quickly. The good news is that works in reverse. If you're like, you have good taste, you are a gentleman, you know what I like, I bet you would order something amazing for the table. You want to see if a man's going to be like, this is too much pressure. I'm just one man. Don't you want to see if he's going to collapse at the tapas menu? How is this man going to be at an airport if a flight is canceled, if Russia invades? Like, how is this man going to be forecasted as a potential life partner for you? Right? How are you going to fuck him if he's like all wishy-washy about the hummus platter? Can't pick a wine, can't pick a restaurant, can't make a reservation. Again, consistency and clarity, right? And that, the guy that I'm seeing, saying, I really like it when you order for me, he has taken that and run with it. And he has not only run with that, I never had to tell him twice. He's like, we are getting, the lady will have, da, 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 da. And again, I have like veto power. You know, he's not like, gonna have this. He has actually yes-anded that. Yes, and let me also be very helpful when she has a car problem or a business issue or this thing or that thing. Let me listen to her. Let me demonstrate my masculine presence in a lot of other ways because I know that she likes that. And therefore, the chemistry builds and builds and builds without it going to like dick pic territory. So give that a shot. If you are kind of past that, creating chemistry, I don't know. For me, I don't feel chemistry with guys who don't like bring the masculine energy. But tell me in the comments, like, have you been able to create chemistry? I think that this is fascinating. I personally have not. Because when I don't create chemistry and I'm too wussy to just call it off like a grown up, then I get the ick. And the ick is a cancer, okay? The ick is absolute poison, and it makes you mean towards someone who is truly not doing anything wrong. You just don't want to fuck them. And now you're like being mean to them for that. It's awful. It's so awful. Speaking of bodies, let's talk MEGHAN Trainor and her wildly different new physique that she, no fucking shit, just admitted is Manjaro. Yeah, girl. Obviously. Okay, listen. I am truly, I think the first influencer, if not one of the first influencers, to be very open about being on Ozempic. I've lost 50 pounds. I also don't eat dairy, sugar, wheat. I intermittent fast. I drink a green juice every day. I work out 5 days a week. I am, I don't really drink either. I mean, like hardly ever, hardly ever. My life is radically different. And it's not just my eating habits. I have done a myriad of not just therapy appointments, types of therapy, mindset coaching, positive intelligence, human design, all of these things, so many things. By the way, if you want to explore more of those, follow my girl Anna Lakomi, Lakomy, on Instagram. She is a human design and positive intelligence expert. Both of these systems, just investigate what they are. They're going to change your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Mel Robbins, like there is not a self-growth thing out there that I'm not into trying, because I needed to peel back the layers and be like, why did I get so fat? Now that this drug has helped me turn off the noise in my mind where I'm like, food, eating, I feel fat. Do I look fat? Do I look thin? Do I look fat? Where it was just constant in the way that I very much identified with drug addicts. Like, okay, you want heroin, boo fucking who. You can live your life without heroin. I can't live my life without food. So where's my, rehab? This sucks. When I was able to turn that off and just put the fire out a little bit, I knew I had the responsibility to really get to the bottom of this. Why did I need this noise to keep me distracted? Distracted from what? And so my relationship with God even changed. My body, everything changed. And I've been, again, very open about this. I've done a lot of videos on it. And it's a wonderful thing. It works if you work it. Just like addicts say, the program works if you work it. If you think it's going to be a miracle weight loss drug, you will miraculously lose about 15 pounds. You will. And the second you stop taking it, it's going to come back on. And you don't have the right to blame a drug that you're not even taking, Remy Bader, for why you're fat. It's like me saying, well, I didn't get a video up this week because of the Quaaludes. Oh, I'm not on Quaaludes. No, I'm not on Quaaludes. But it's the Quaaludes. It's the most illogical, demented argument, okay? All that happened is your appetite went back to exactly where it was and you didn't do anything to fix it. Those side effects people feel, it's because they're not changing their eating habits. And their body is throwing up because their body is now appropriately responding to the incredibly bad foods you have always been feeding it. Yeah, your body should be throwing up McDonald's and boxed wine. Like, it should be like, bleh. No, it should always be rejecting that. And now your threshold for the bullshit is a lot lower with these drugs, and you have an opportunity to factory reset, and a lot of people don't. So MEGHAN Trainor was like, yeah, I'm trying to biohack my body. Oh, is that what we call it nowadays? Is that what we call it nowadays? Okay. IG Famous by Dana. Hi, Dana. She's called this like from day one. She's like, this bitch is on the shot. Cool. I don't think people need to lie about it. This is the thing though. Like when I started to go on it, it never occurred to me to lie because I assumed I was going to do well and lose weight. And I assumed people were going to notice and they were going to want to know, well, what have you been doing? Like mostly quinoa and like I walk. Just gotta get my steps in. Beware of these celebrities like Mindy Kaling, who had an issue with their weight their entire life to the point that they made part of their brand identity all about that base, Kelly from The Office, about their weight struggles. But then suddenly, in like after kids, what? I'm just thin now because I walk, because I like juice, bitch. I hate that. I hate that gaslight. I hate it. It drives me nuts. Say nothing. Say nothing, okay? Don't do interviews and make that promise yourself. If I go on Ozempic and I lose a bunch of weight, I will never be able to do an interview again because everyone's gonna be like, how'd you get so thin? And I refuse to lie. Like, have the integrity to be like, this is the end. This is the end of me giving interviews because I will not be the person who goes out there and lies about this. Drives me fucking nuts. But I asked you guys on my Instagram, what's the topic here with Megan? So some of you guys are like, what are the long-term health side effects from these drugs? What are the long-term health side effects for being fat? That's my comeback. These drugs are actually not new. Peptides, like the active ingredient is peptides. They've been around. Ozempic's been around for almost 20 years at this point. They're not new. And it's funny, the people like, what are the side effects? I know who some of these people are. Not this girl who's commenting, but it's like my friends are like, well, you don't know the side effects. Didn't you get the COVID vaccine, girl? And when I was like, what are the side effects? She's like, you're killing grandma. I'll kill you if you don't leave me alone about my own body. So the side effects of being fat are undefeated, absolutely provable. And you know what a big side effect of being fat is not feeling fuckable. Let's forget the high blood pressure, the female cancers, the joint replacements, the heart disease, blah, blah, blah. Let's pretend those never happen. Let's talk about feeling hot. You are fuckable at any size. You're lovable at any size. But how sexy do you feel? Difference is night and day for me. Difference is night and day. I am a ruthless motherfucker now that I'm thin because I feel better about myself, because I have control over my own body, and I am not going to let anyone breach my boundaries. I know how hard I work to get on this part of myself. And so when someone's trying to take advantage of me, excuse you, no. When you don't feel good about your body, you don't feel good about yourself. And so when someone comes along saying, you should feel bad about yourself that you won't go to that wedding shower in Boston, you know what you're gonna say? You're right. Because the feeling of shame on you is so constant that when someone comes along and validates that internal voice, you don't feel bad, you feel not crazy. Your body and your mind would rather feel right than happy. And that's why we have to be extremely judicious about what we're saying inside our body, like what is going on in our mind. What's going on in our mind? And if the dominant thought is, I suck, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm disgusting, and someone's like, hey, you suck, you're like, I know, right? I do, yeah, okay, I'll go to that shower, I'm so sorry. So what are the long-term side effects of this drug? A lot less bullshit in your life. I don't know, like I'm on a very baby dose just to regulate my blood sugar. I've talked about this before. I'm super hypoglycemic and I'm on like the starting dose of Ozempic basically, and it just keeps my blood sugar regulated. It doesn't do anything for appetite suppression. But my systems that I have in place, I don't need it. And it's not just well, I have healthy foods. It's my brain is not on fire anymore. I have dismantled the things inside my mind that made me fat and kept me fat. The things that kept me with guys who were just not quite there. Friends who were always kind of driving me crazy. And eating just a little too much so that I felt like shit about myself all the time. And it's like, you know, is this just a cop-out for people who don't want to diet and exercise? Yeah, for a lot of them, guess what? They're going to be fat again. Don't even worry about them. Don't even worry about them. They're going to be fat again. Who cares? Here's another one. No one actually likes being fat and ugly. Body positivity is such a scam. Yes, I have been saying this forever. It's misery loves company. I think that this is a huge issue with the non-binary and even the trans movement. You can be mad at me if you want. This is not a new sentiment that I've shared. If you know how to use your body and you feel good in it, you don't want to chop parts of it off. Call me crazy. You don't want to chop parts of it off. Yeah, one of you girls said, instead of being insecure about it, own that shit because it's more respectful. I completely agree. Like, there's nothing wrong with being like, I was high-key miserable fat. And one thing MEGHAN Trainor said about it, because she did cop to Manjaro, she's like, I just want to be as healthy and strong as possible for my kids. Not that that's not that's a bad reason. Like, yes, you do. But it's just like, you're almost there, Megan. I would have really liked it if she said what you guys are saying. I didn't like being fat. And I'm actually doing this for me, but it's like women are not allowed to say that. Women are never allowed to just be like, I didn't do this for anyone. I did it for myself. First and foremost, I did it for me because I want to feel like a hot motherfucker. Yeah, of course I'm doing it for my kids and for my husband, but I am allowed to put myself first. And it sucks that even when we're talking about our own body, it's still got to be about someone else. Still got to be about the kids, about the family, about the marriage maybe. You are allowed to make choices just for you. Just for you. That's what I say. That's what I say. I mean, good for her. She's going to be a better mom. You're always a better mom when you're happy. Always a better mom when you're healthy. But I do think you don't need that secondary reason to just put yourself first. Ooh, here's another one. This is good. Admitting to Ozempic to distract from facial enhancements is genius. I'm sure she did both, you know? I'm sure she did both. This is like Carrie Underwood saying that she fell down and like, oh, I have an injury on my face. That's why I'm going to look different. I think you're going to look different because you had lip injections. Also, you fell down because you're an alcoholic. Okay. Let's see. A lot of you guys brought this up. She had a hate and obsession towards skinny women since day one. Fake empowerment. Yes. Yes. So many of you guys brought this up. It's like, oh, suddenly she's embracing this person she used to hate. I'm all about that base. No trouble. He wanted this. Blah, blah, blah. It's great to be fat. Cool. Yeah. Okay. And I wish, again, what an opportunity to say, you know what? Yeah, I love a curve, but I wasn't happy. It's actually not amazing to feel very uncomfortable in your own body. All right, my darlings, we will wrap it up there. Let me know what you have to say on these things. A lot of you guys have been suggesting Hailey, Justin, Selena as a topic. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want to hear is what I'm trying to say. And speaking of politics, we're going to be back next time talking about Candace Owens and House Inhabits Jessica Krause and basically envy and jealousy between women. It's not going to be political because it's such a weird ball of, RFK is involved. I don't know. I don't know. If you want to leave this in the comment section and explain it for me, I don't know if you have that kind of time, but I would appreciate it. All right, guys, I will see you later. Remember, if you live in LA, come see me April 5th. If you're in need of a getaway, come to Paris, May 3rd through 10th. We now have payment plans available. And if you just need a girl gang, if you need some friends, if you like my vibe and you think, I bet I'd be friends with Shallon in real life, well, you can be. Come join the Shallon Garage. We talk all day, 5 deep dive videos a week, 30 group chats, access to my most popular courses, including my hookup tutorials, which are good, and Evil Weeks, plus a lot more. All right, girls, I will see you next time. I'll see you later, Shalligators.